What if you could remain young forever? Imagine a world where the fountain of youth isn't just a myth, but a reality. In this intriguing exploration, we pose the question of what it would mean to halt the clock, to stay in the prime of your youth for all eternity. We'll be digging into the science behind aging, the societal impacts of eternal youth, the ethical considerations, and the environmental challenges that such a scenario would present. Join us as we delve into this hypothetical scenario where aging is a thing of the past and everyone remains young indefinitely. To understand how we might remain perpetually young, we must first delve into the biology of aging. Aging, in essence, is a complex interplay of genetic factors, environmental conditions, and lifestyle choices. Over time, our bodies undergo a gradual process of wear and tear that manifests as the physical and mental decline we associate with getting older. At the heart of this process are our genes. Each of us carries a unique genetic blueprint that, to a large extent, determines how quickly or slowly we age. One key component of this blueprint are the telomeres, protective caps that sit at the ends of our chromosomes, much like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Each time a cell divides, its telomeres shorten, and when they become too short, the cell can no longer divide and becomes inactive or dies. This progressive shortening of telomeres is one of the fundamental mechanisms of aging. But that's not all. Another crucial factor in the aging process is oxidative stress. This occurs when there's an imbalance between the production of free radicals, which are harmful molecules, and the body's ability to counteract their harmful effects with antioxidants. When free radicals outnumber antioxidants, they can cause widespread damage to cells, tissues, and DNA, contributing to the signs and symptoms of aging. Our lifestyle choices and the environment we live in can also significantly influence how we age. Factors like diet, physical activity, stress, and exposure to toxins can all affect the rate at which our telomeres shorten and the amount of oxidative stress our bodies experience. So, how does this all tie into our quest for eternal youth? Well, in our hypothetical scenario, scientists make a breakthrough discovery that allows us to manipulate these biological factors. Imagine if we could edit our genes to slow down or even stop the shortening of our telomeres. Or if we could develop powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals more effectively. Or even if we could use nanotechnology to repair damaged cells at a molecular level. In our hypothetical world, a breakthrough discovery allows us to manipulate these biological factors, halting the aging process. The societal impacts of eternal youth would be profound. Let's delve into a world where age is just a number that never changes. Firstly, we'd see significant shifts in the world of work. The notion of retiring at 65, out the window. Careers could span centuries, not decades. People might change professions several times, leading to a dynamic, diverse workforce. But it's not all rosy. Increased competition for jobs might emerge, and young people might find it harder to climb the career ladder. Education would undergo a revolution too. Learning wouldn't be confined to the first quarter of life. Instead, we'd see lifelong education become the norm. People could continuously acquire new skills, adapt to technological advancements, and contribute to an increasingly innovative society. However, we need to be mindful of the potential divide this might create. Not everyone could afford the continuous learning journey, leading to a societal rift between those with the means to educate themselves indefinitely and those without. Onto relationships and family dynamics. The idea of growing old together could lose its relevance. Would this affect our views on long-term commitments? Possibly. And with multiple generations remaining physically young, we might see shifts in family structures. Imagine having a great-great-great-grandparent who looks the same age as you. This could lead to new forms of family dynamics and cohabitation. But let's not forget about the implications on social structures and norms. The age-old traditions and norms based on age brackets might become irrelevant. Would respect and wisdom still be associated with age, or would experience and skills become the new benchmark? The societal hierarchy as we know it might need a complete overhaul. These changes would require us to rethink many aspects of our society and how we live our lives. Eternal youth wouldn't just be about staying young and beautiful, it would be a societal game changer, a shift that could redefine the very fabric of human existence. It's a fascinating prospect, isn't it? But as with any significant change, it comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities that we would need to navigate carefully. The idea of eternal youth raises numerous ethical questions. As we delve into this hypothetical world of eternal youth, we cannot ignore the ethical considerations that come along with it. The first conundrum we encounter is that of accessibility. Who gets to drink from this proverbial fountain of youth? Would it be available to everyone, irrespective of their economic or social status? Or would it become yet another privilege reserved for the affluent, deepening the divide between the haves and the have-nots? This leads us to the next question: population growth. With death taking a backseat, how would we manage the inevitable surge in population? Our planet already grapples with the strain of its current inhabitants. An explosion in population could lead to overcrowding, increased demand for resources, and heightened competition for space, food, and water. And speaking of resources, let's consider consumption. A population that remains forever young would continue to consume resources at a rate that might be unsustainable for our planet. This in turn could exacerbate the environmental challenges we already face, such as climate change, deforestation, and the loss of biodiversity. Then there's the natural cycle of life and death to consider. For eons, humanity has accepted aging and death as inevitable parts of existence. But what happens when we disrupt this cycle? How would society handle the psychological implications of living indefinitely? Would we still find meaning and purpose in our lives? Or would we succumb to ennui? Finally, we must consider the question of consent. In a world where eternal youth is possible, would individuals have the right to choose whether they want to stop aging or not? And what about children? Who would decide for them? These ethical dilemmas would need to be addressed before we could consider implementing such a radical change to human life. An eternally young population would continue to consume resources at a rate that might be unsustainable for the planet. Imagine a world where everyone is forever young. The fountain of youth is no longer a myth but a reality. In this world, the question of resource consumption becomes even more pressing. With each person maintaining the vitality and energy of youth, the demands on our planet's resources would be enormous. Consider the basics: food, water, and shelter. These are resources we consume throughout our lifetime. Now, stretch that lifetime indefinitely. The numbers start to look staggering, and let's not forget about the luxuries that make life enjoyable: cars, clothes, gadgets, holidays. The consumption of these goods would potentially skyrocket, leading to an increased strain on our planet's resources. So, what can be done? One solution might be to look beyond our planet. Space colonization has long been a topic of science fiction, but with advancements in space travel and exploration, it's becoming a more plausible reality. Establishing human colonies on other planets could alleviate some of the pressure on Earth's resources. But this is no easy task, and it comes with its own set of ethical and logistical questions. Another potential solution lies closer to home: changing our consumption habits. Sustainability is a buzzword for a reason. It's about more than just recycling or driving electric cars. It's about fundamentally changing the way we live, consume, and relate to our environment. It means embracing a circular economy where waste is minimized and resources are reused. It means shifting towards plant-based diets and renewable energy sources. In this world of eternal youth, we may also need to rethink our definitions of wealth and success. Instead of valuing accumulation and consumption, we might need to value sustainability and balance. Eternal youth is a fascinating concept, but it comes with its own set of challenges that humanity would need to overcome. It's a reminder that even in a world of endless possibilities, we are still bound by the finite nature of our planet. We must cherish and protect it, for it's the only home we have. The concept of eternal youth is more than just a fantasy. It's a hypothetical scenario that forces us to question our understanding of aging, society, and our place in the universe.